Okay, if you're a nonprofit leader, your inbox is probably exploding with AI hype, right? How do you figure out what's a real game changer versus what's just an expensive distraction? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise and build a practical guide to AI that actually helps your mission, not just the tech companies.
And let's be real, most of these AI tools are just that noise. For organizations like yours, where every single dollar and every single hour is precious, chasing the latest trend isn't just a waste. It can actually pull you away from the work that matters. This whole guide is designed to cut right through that. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk hype versus reality. Then we'll build your practical AI toolkit. I'll give you a do not buy list, and then we'll get into the single most important rule for success. I promise it's a game changer. And we'll wrap up with 5 principles to guide you. I get it, you're probably a little skeptical. And you know what? You absolutely should be. The goal here is not to sell you on more tech. It's to give you a really clear, honest way to make smart decisions that actually help your organization, not just some software company's bottom line. And here's the first big trap a lot of nonprofits fall into. You see a tool that says AI for nonprofits, and you think, oh, this must be exactly what I need. But a lot of the time, they're just general tools with a new label and a much higher price tag. We're going to focus on what's powerful, easy to get, and, in many cases, totally free.
All right, let's get to the good stuff. What should actually be in your AI toolkit? We've boiled it down to the absolute essentials that can make a real difference in your day-to-day work, and we're going to start with the one thing we all do, writing. For things like drafting emails, knocking out some social media posts, or even just getting that first ugly draft of a grant proposal on paper, the big names like ChatGPT and Claude are fantastic. But here's the key. You do not need a paid plan to get started. Just have your team try the free versions and see which one they actually like using. That's what matters.
Now for email, before you buy anything new, check your current platform. If you use something like Klaviyo or HubSpot, they probably have AI features built right in. Use those first. If not, just using ChatGPT to draft a few subject lines and some body copy is more than enough. Trust me, those specialized AI email writers, total overkill for most of us.
Okay, now this is cool. The most powerful option for data analysis is also the simplest and freest one. Seriously, you can just export your donor or program data to a simple spreadsheet, upload it to an AI assistant, and just ask it questions. Ask it to find trends, create summaries, even make charts for you. It's shockingly effective and can save you a fortune on complicated tools like Power BI. So AI can also see. You can literally upload photos from a community event and ask it to describe what's happening for your annual report. For making images, a tool like Midjourney is powerful. But honestly, a good stock photo is often faster, cheaper, and better. And for documents, forget special tools. Just upload that long PDF report to ChatGPT or Claude and ask for a summary in seconds. Okay, just as important as knowing what to use is knowing what to stay away from. This next part is our official do not buy list. Think of it as a short guide to protecting your budget and your sanity. All right, 4 big red flags. First, we already talked about the nonprofit AI trap. Second, and this is critical, AI can't fix a broken process. If your grant tracking is a mess, you need a better system, not an AI. And please, please avoid any tool that wants to lock you into a long contract or requires a data scientist you don't have. You want to stay nimble. Now, what we're about to cover next might be the most important part of this whole guide. Seriously, this is the secret that separates the organizations that get amazing results with these tools from the ones that just end up with expensive, dusty software. Here it is. This is the core truth. Whether you pick ChatGPT or Claude or something else, honestly, it's a minor detail. The real question, the only one that matters, is this. Will your team actually use it in their daily work? Is it solving a real problem for them? Adoption is everything. So I want you to remember this number, 80%. That is how much of your time, your energy, and your focus should be on the human side of this change, not on the technology itself. And here's the rule spelled out. Spend 80% of your energy on adoption. That means training, getting buy-in from your team, and figuring out how this tool fits into your actual workflow. The last 20%? Yeah, that's for picking the tool. I love this quote because it just says it all. A simple, good enough tool that your whole team is excited about and uses every day will create so much more value than the so-called perfect platform that nobody ever logs into. So, how do you actually put that 80% into practice? Well, this final section gives you 5 clear, actionable principles to guide any AI project you take on. Think of it as your playbook for success.
Okay, let's run through this playbook. Number 1, alignment. Pick tools that serve your core mission, not just because they're trendy. 2, be people-centered. Get your staff and your community involved from day 1. 3, measure what matters. Success isn't just about being faster, it's about having a bigger impact. 4, iterate, don't install. Start small, see what happens, get feedback, and then build on what's working. And finally, number 5 is crucial. Maintain human judgment. AI is a co-pilot. It supports your decisions. It doesn't replace your values.
Before we wrap up, I want to tackle a question I hear all the time. People get really stuck on this. Which one is better for us, ChatGPT or Claude?
You know, ChatGPT is more popular, so it's easier to find tutorials online. Some people feel Claude can be a bit more accurate for technical stuff and has a stronger privacy policy. But let's be honest, for about 95% of the things a nonprofit needs to do, the differences are tiny. And that brings us right back to our main point, doesn't it? The best tool is the one your team will actually use. Let them play with both free versions for a week. Let them decide together. When you empower your team, you get adoption. It's that simple.
So, I'll leave you with this. The technology is never the real starting point. The real question is about creating meaningful change. So think about it. What is one change that would truly improve your nonprofit's work, but requires a little bit of courage to actually implement? That's where you should start.